Hello, it is us. I'd say way better NPCs, but that's not the topic today. This is not a gaming podcast. We decided to expand our horizons a little bit. It is myself, Santino, my good friend Robert. Today we're going to be talking about hentai. No, I'm kidding. But we're going I need your gif of you jumping out the window to edit into that.
Yeah,
we
right.
uh we decided we wanted to add a little bit more to the YouTube channel. So me and Rob like to talk about a lot of things. This is pretty much what our friendship is based off of. Communication. It's a wonderful relationship and we communicate about things we like, things we don't like, and just everything. Today's topic from here on out with this new channel will be anime. Um, a lot of people like anime. All of a sudden, anime is cool in 2020, maybe as of 2018, when we were in the dark shadows hiding our love for anime because the kids were making fun of us. And now those same kids want to watch everything that's anime and think that they are the new gatekeepers. Well, we got something to tell you. We are the gatekeepers, and we are going to tell you what to watch, what not to watch, what maybe to watch, and make a decision from. And from there, you can be an anime nerd like us. The first thing we want to talk about is the anime that essentially got us to fall in love with, you know, all this culture and the memes and everything that goes on in the anime world, which is a whole different rabbit hole we can get into later. Rob, I don't know if you remember how old you were when you saw your first anime, but give me a little backstory about what you watched or what you found that made you fall in love with this genre.
So I guess I would have to break it into three um I guess moments and times or categories for me. Obviously you start off with kind of the shit you watch when you're like a kid, like the Kids WB and Fox Kids shit. It was Jetix,
Saturday
all these different
mornings.
channels. Yeah, Saturdays and Sundays, where you got like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
And I think I used to watch like Beyblade, which is kind of trash in hindsight. I used to watch Metabots. Metabots was fire. I loved Metabots. A lot of just shit on those channels when I was like a kid. But at the time, I just thought they were cartoons. I didn't think they were any different. Like through
Right.
watching them, they felt different. Like they felt like better, but like they didn't like. I didn't know it was a whole thing.
Right.
And
It's like when the
then
adults are like, you watch cartoons and that meme, you're like, anime is not a cartoon.
yeah, yeah, like they definitely felt like a different tier, but at the same time, you didn't
Right.
like know why. Um, and then to bring it to the second point, it would probably be my one friend, my neighbor. He showed me Full Metal Alchemist 2003, the original series, and again, that was like my first dose of like mature
Really?
anime and stuff. Yeah, yeah, and also to bring it back to like the other stuff you watched beforehand, like the Dragon Balls and like the
Right, right. That's
stuff like
usually
Tsunami
every
as well.
American kid's first anime.
Yeah, so like shit like that. But yeah, my first dose of mature anime came from FMA. He had showed me that, and I was like, "Whoa, this is crazy!" You know what I mean? Like they're like
Yeah.
talking about some heavy shit, and I was like 11, 12, like whoa, what am I watching? I don't know, but I love it. And then what got me all the way in would be my friend Dan Kim. He showed me Naruto, like probably when I was, I think we were like in seventh grade or something. And I remember he showed it to me, and like it was like the first thing I ever watched that was subbed, and I was like, oh, so you like have to read it because it's from Japan. That's like when I knew like
Hmm.
this isn't just cartoons, this is anime. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, I get it. I remember I was like, nigga, this is like shows you how much we've like evolved as like a culture or whatever. But I remember um he showed me that, and then like a day later, I was like watching Cartoon Network, and they had like a commercial for Naruto, but like in English, and I was like, "Oh, Kimmy, guess what? Like they have it in English. We don't have to read subs anymore." He's like, "Man, fuck that shit. We don't watch dubs. Dubs trash." And I was like, "Oh,
We gotta have a discussion on sub
yeah." I got
versus
like
dub.
he
I
slandered
think
the shit out of me.
yeah,
I
that
thought I
that
was
should be a
doing him.
topic for
I thought I was doing him a solid. I was like, "Yo, I found the English, bro." And he's like, "We
yeah.
don't watch the English." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then after that point, it was subs only until I became an adult and had better things to do with my time.
Yeah.
That's my 3-step intro to the world of anime. Yeah,
Give me a second. I gotta swap out my battery. Hold on.
all good.
You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I get you.
Okay. My I and this is going to be the most easy cop out answer in regards to what got me into anime. Mine was DBZ. I think most kids will tell you DBZ was the first anime they ever saw. My Japanese neighbors that were living here on their dad's work visa got me into all different kinds of animes, but DBZ was the one that stuck out. My first adult one was Blue Gender. That'll and the spoiler that's going to be my thing I talk about later. Was my first adult one that I was like, "What is this?" But I didn't discover sub DBZ until Super came out. I never watched sub. I watched dub because of Cartoon Network and the Saturday morning stuff. But that was it. Yeah, that's I don't have a cool backstory about a friend giving me anime tips and show suggestions, but I feel like that's where your moment is to shine, Rob. That people can go back and like be like, yeah, I know anime because I have a cool friend. I know anime because it's fucking Cartoon Network.
I mean,
Give me a second, I
I
gotta
mean, most
sneeze.
of us
Keep going.
probably have that moment though. You know what I mean? Cartoon Network is like a huge pillar in like a lot of our childhood, and I think
Hmm.
Toonami and all that stuff like that definitely, and Adult Swim because they're the ones who like initially brought in the more
Right.
mature ones and stuff. So I feel like there's no
Shout
shame in
out.
that, especially being from here. You know what I'm saying?
What
So,
else? What else do you remember like as a kid when you saw anime? Anything that
to
stuck
be
out?
to be honest, like I don't think I was ever like a huge fan of anything else back then. I know I watched them because, like I said, I would just like now. I've always been like a up late type of person, and all that shit came on at night and stuff. So I know I remember just watching a bunch of different stuff that was on like Adult Swim and stuff at the time.
I wish Toonami was still a daily thing on Cartoon Network
It's going on like Saturdays now, right?
at like 1 a.m.
Saturday nights, yeah.
What are you currently watching?
What am I currently
Or like,
watching?
what are you currently watching anime wise, and what would you suggest people to watch that you feel like is out there? But because I feel like there's, and if you have the Funimation app, you see what they promote, you see what the internet kind of promotes. Um, and I think today's modern like DBZ or like, and I'm not saying style wise or anything, I'm saying the way they talk about it and it's just out there would be like, and I haven't seen it yet, is like Demon Slayer and My Hero are like the two I see most talked about right now. And
Yeah, they're
obviously
definitely
one,
like the colossal ones right now, for
yeah,
sure.
but if there were, and obviously you can use Full Metal as a suggestion, but like, what are the maybe 3 to 5 animes, even two that you would be like, if you haven't seen this, you should watch it, whether it be new or whether it came out in the early 2000s.
Um, So most people in my life know that Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is my favorite of all time. So I obviously always recommend that. I think that one is ticks more boxes than I think most shows do. It's
Yeah.
very outside of I wouldn't say I, I want to like give it like some crazy like word to describe it like that's like too much, but I don't feel like doubling down on that like a masterpiece. But I feel that I feel it.
You're allowed to
You
say,
know,
tell me if that is your goat of anime so far
Oh, it
in
is. It
life.
is. It is. I just
You
don't
tell
know
us
if like
that.
it's worthy of that title. Although I think it, I'd say so. I've been working on this thing with myself personally. If we're just gonna, step into like real life for a second. Just being more confident as a human, but also in my opinions and shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that shit's perfect. It's not perfect, but it's a masterpiece.
It's perfect to
Yeah, have a
you.
masterpiece. It's not perfect because the final bad guy, the main bad guy, isn't like the greatest and shit.
Yeah.
But but like the pieces that
The
move
story
together
within
in
it.
the yeah,
Yeah.
masterpiece. I'll call it that. Anyways, but outside of that, if I had to pick some other shit, I've been watching ReZero, um, and that one's super cool. It's like weird because like the main character is kind of like fucking simp, but
You say he's a
uh,
simp?
yeah,
God damn
but
it.
but like the concept is cool because like he like dies and then it like restarts from a certain point,
Yeah.
like after he like dies and shit. But like he's also going through the trauma of dying mad times. So like he has
Oh,
to like
some
kind
deep
of do
shit.
different things. Yeah, it's like it gets like after he stops being like an incel and shit, he like becomes a better human. And like it gets into some heavy shit, and it's pretty solid. Second
Was that
season
some
aired this
Catcher in the
year.
Rye shit?
I wish I could tell you, but I didn't read in high school, so
You didn't
I
read
don't know.
that? We're not gonna get into this. The
We
only
got
book I
assigned
read,
it,
he
but
didn't read.
I don't read. I
As
listen
he
to as
reads
best
all the
people mute
manga.
my. Yo, I do read manga, bro.
Yeah, uh-huh.
So good, so good. I just can't wait. Um, but I've been watching that, and then I've been watching The Great Pretender on Netflix. It's about like con men and shit. They like do
I
heists
gotta
of
get
con
on.
and shit,
I've
and
been
it's
hearing there's a lot better anime on Netflix now.
yeah, Netflix has a solid ass selection, like for real, for real. Like they're definitely trying to compete. And I watched a YouTuber talk about it, Mother's Basement or whatever, and I checked it out afterwards, and I was definitely into it. So what's been on
So you're not gonna give us any current animes that you maybe have recently watched that you want to
Well,
hype up a little bit?
The Great Pretender's recent. They just dropped the season 2 like a couple days ago. Like I'm in the middle of it right now, so like that one's like super
That's
super
your
solid
super
for me.
recent one.
Yeah, that's like the
Um,
most recent one I've watched.
I
Like
went on
yeah,
a
like less than a week ago.
binge during COVID, so like I really got in my anime bag, I'd like to say.
Mhm.
Um, I Rob suggested Full Metal to me and Isris. Shout out Isris. We watched Full. Isris was fucking flying through that. He fell in love with it, and I loved it as well. So I watched Full Metal. Um, what? Oh, I mean, we're both caught up with My Hero, obviously.
I
I don't
read
know
ahead on
when.
that one too.
Yeah, I don't know when that season's coming out. Doctor Stone, I'm dying for the second season on that. That was not what I expected it to be. If you haven't seen Doctor Stone, I don't know if you've watched it, Rob. There, it starts out as like
Oh,
the
tragic. Sorry.
what?
I'm just looking at like the like I have it playing in the background because now I do my
It's
background
the
thing.
dark thing. Oh,
Hurt.
tragic. Anyways, that's Kaylee's favorite scene. Shout out Nerd Bay. Go follow her on Twitch. We'll plug it here. She runs with that meme pretty frequently with this dog in Full Metal. Anyways, Dr. Stone is about the world ending, and this absolute genius who's in high school is trying to find a way to bring back civilization to the world after all of them, not all of them, but a lot of them found a way to get out of the stone mold that they were stuck in from nobody knows what tragic event happened. You have to watch it to understand it. I didn't think I would like it at first, and then I fell in love. It's one of those things. Fire Force is Flame season 2. I didn't know how they were going to top season 1. They did it. The animation got better, which is weird because it was already amazing.
Really solid.
Um, what else am I watching? I can't believe Rob didn't bring this up, but I mean this is older, but we're on the journey to catch up. One Piece. I
Oh yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
Rob is fully caught up on dub for One Piece, I believe, and he fiends for the 10 dubs that come out every few weeks.
Bro, they're wild in the way they handle that shit, bro.
What number are you on? Four something?
Uh, no, the dubs in the 600.
Oh, you're in the 600s?
Yeah, bro. Like
Oh, he
easy
really
to
had a
do during
moment.
COVID, bro.
Yeah, he
like,
there was a
like that's
time
what
2 years ago when Rob was like, I just watch it for background noise, and then COVID hit, and this man flew through it.
Yeah, bro. Like it's a different animal when there's nothing else to do.
Yeah, but in all honesty, One Piece, like there are moments, and I'm a big like I'm a sappy dude, so I live for like emotional stories and like just things like that will keep me going in TV shows I watch. When One Piece hits you with that like soft, all your hopes and dreams background music, and it slowly fades in, and then they got like people crying. Oh, it's over
bro.
for me. Like that shit hits different.
Bro, that's why I keep pushing it for you. I'm like, bro, I know you'll love this shit because like that's you
I
and that shit
really
show
do,
all
man.
the time, bro, all the time. Even later on, like so much more often. Like,
And it's like it's always towards the end of an arc where you just and I hear the like the little bell noise when this you know what I'm talking about? It's like the duh, 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 and you're just like, oh no, something's about to
Yeah,
happen.
you're like, oh no, they're gonna do it. They're
And
gonna do
like
it to me.
Luffy will give like a freaking emotional or serious speech that you don't expect, or like somebody's crying because they made it through a hard time. Like you're just like, what is happening to me? One Piece
Bro,
is
yeah.
fire. Like I stopped because I got intimidated. I'm like, I don't want to watch this anymore. Um, I got back on the horse like maybe 2 weeks ago. I'm 60 episodes deep. Like as of 2 weeks, like I just let my 8 hours of work. I'll have it on, and then I'll like be watching, obviously. And it's yeah that stuff hits. One Piece is it might be the goat, low key. Like I get what people say about it and why people are like, you really need to watch it because there's so much just substance and messages to it that you don't get anywhere else.
Yo, that music, you're like so spot on with that music, like, cause they like before they do the hopes and dreams part, they like do this like other tone, and you're like, oh
You
no,
hear,
here
yeah, you hear that in
it
your head right now,
comes.
right? Like that
You're
little
like, oh
bell or
here,
whatever it
yeah,
is.
you're like, here it comes. Oh my gosh. And then it starts. Usually someone's screaming or some shit because they're
And they
going through it.
slow
Like
play you into that
they,
shit, man. Like it's like
the
it
power
goes
of music, bro.
silent. Yeah. Music in
Yo,
anime is powerful, man. And like as you watch an anime for more than 10 episodes, you know the certain song. When they play that, your eyes are about to be a little moist for a good 2 minute scene.
bro, yeah,
Um
that's hilarious.
and this is subtopic, but I figured since we're on this point, most powerful moment in an anime you've seen so far in your life that just hit your the
Like,
heartstrings.
oh, the heartstrings shit. That has to come from One Piece, bro.
That's One
Like,
Piece for you right now.
it's crazy. Like, bro, like they just like I don't know how he does it, but like again, like in Water Seven, there's this part where like they go through Robin's backstory and shit, and that shit's tragic already. And
Yeah.
then like they get further into it, and then they're kind of like help her out or some shit, and she like screams out like some shit that's super powerful, and then like you're just like, oh shit, oh my gosh, what's happening? Oh, what? Oh my god, what are these tears in my face right now? Like it's crazy, and then like you got you right there, man. You went away. You gotta get there. Like I'm trying to like I'm talking vague, so I'm not trying to like
Right,
the
because I'm
moment
almost
gotta
there.
hit for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
but
I'm
like
about 20
yeah,
off from starting that.
that whole arc has moments like every couple episodes, and you're just like, Jesus
Oh no, I
Christ,
can't
so much
watch
is
that around
happening.
Fatima. She's gonna be trolling me, crying. She's gonna be the he's crying during cartoons again. Look at the dog in your screen right now, please. They're doing a slow run of it. You missed
Oh,
it. They did the slow run of the dog. Just
he's about to kill
yeah,
it, or he
you
already
might want
just
to
killed
cut. Yeah, put the hand up. So I
it.
have three moments, and I'm gonna go from like what really made me cry to what like was a message but still made me cry. Maybe two. I had three. I just forgot the third one. No, no, it is three, but two of them are related. Deku when he gets his speech from All Might,
Oh shit, yeah, that
like
one.
it's a running meme now, but it's like I'm gonna cry
Cause
talking
yo,
about. I'm like,
he's like Mark Chest, like the
yeah,
way he's
he's
like
like on
holding
his
himself,
knees, like
like yeah.
crying, and he was like, "You too can become a hero." And then the one where he's like, when I just kept running, like my body wouldn't let me stop. I just kept going. Those two were dope to me. Vegeta and Super. I don't know how much you've watched of Super, if you've watched any.
Not much.
So there's a earlier arc where when they finally discover there's other worlds, but these other worlds essentially have Saiyans and people that are like them. And so there's this guy that is essentially like looks like Vegeta. He's a kid though. He didn't know he could become a Super Saiyan, and like during a tournament, Vegeta like kept like trying to kill him to unleash like his power so he would become a Super Saiyan. And like he goes Super Saiyan God and beats the kid's ass and like wakes him up. And then there was like a moment he like gave him a speech of like not forgetting who he is and to be like better. And I was like, oh God, I'm crying now. And like those ones are like powerful to me because it like it resonates with you. You understand that shit. Like it's just
Yeah.
it hits home. Um but yeah, those are my I guess two because the My Hero ones coincide because that those were scene after scene. Shout out Deku the goat.
Yeah, no, you
Um,
definitely, definitely.
what are you currently looking forward to? And I know there's a big one coming out in like 4 days, so we might as
Yeah,
well just
yeah.
both hit that
Yeah,
one.
yeah. If you're on the internet, you already know because everyone's hyped about this shit. Final season of Attack on Titan. I've been reading this shit, so I already know what's gonna happen. But I'm excited to see it in motion because a lot of crazy shit's about to happen. I'm excited for like you and like Idris to like watch it so we can talk about it because like yeah, I don't think y'all ready. Um,
I'm salty that it's only 4 seasons. Like I feel like there could have been so much more
so I'm nervous because there's a lot
in the
happening, and
manga.
they said it's the last. Yeah, yeah, like they're
Yeah,
like
that's
the
where I'm
manga's
coming
close
from with
to
that.
finished for sure, but I just don't know what they're gonna leave out in terms of whatever. Because even season three was weird because there was like a whole section in the first half that was super long when it came to the manga, but they like blew through it in a couple episodes, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. I guess we're just like rolling, you know what I mean? So I think they can do it without leaving too much out, but I'm just curious because, like I said, there's like a lot of shit that happens, but also a lot of it's action shit too. So that
Yeah.
obviously would translate to less time and shit. But yeah, I'm excited about it, man. I'm excited to see how what they do with it. And just like again, a lot of crazy shit. And then I don't know the date, but Promise Neverland, whenever that's coming, that shit is gonna be crazy. Stop it. Stop, yo. You have to relax. You have to relax. Like I
Can we
need you to
talk
fucking
about
chill out.
Rob took care of the Attack on Titan stuff, but we got to talk about Promise Neverland in a PG way because me and Rob had a conversation last night
Oh,
that was
you had a conversation with
OD.
yourself last night.
Anyways, so Rob has been telling us about Promise Neverland, and usually when anime comes out that like, or even is an anime that none of us have seen, like one of us gets on Twitter and is like, "Whoa," and we all have that moment of "Whoa." And so I think Promise Neverland came out over a year ago, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, it was January 19th.
So it was 19, and I finally started watching it maybe 3 months ago. I watched it on Funimation, and I had no idea what it was about. I was just like, what is this? And from everything that like Rob and Kaylee tweeted about it, I was like, what are they seeing here? And you don't get that the first like 10 minutes of the episode, like the very first episode, the pilot. It's the last 2 minutes, not even of that first episode when you realize what this show is about and you're just hooked like because it is nothing it is just like from a wholesome like caregiver taking care of kids until they find a family and then post that it go like from there it just goes wild. After that first episode you go on the roller coaster of these monsters and why are these people here or these two caregivers are here. I can't even talk about that other one because she was the eyes of that other one when she like
Bro,
got excited. I forgot what was her name. Do you remember?
Sister Crone,
Yeah, she scared the hell out. They would have like scenes of her like close up like this. I'm like, stop.
bro, yeah,
Um, but the way the second season ended was so like it was such a big cliffhanger. You're just like, what is gonna happen in season? Because they're out of the home. The home is burned down. The mother is like standing on the bridge while they all zip line to the forest. And then you're just like, okay, where are they gonna go? Like now the journey of like staying alive is at hand. Have you read
yeah.
ahead in that?
So I read like I think maybe 2 or 3 chapters ahead just because I was like, it was the same shit. Like with all these things, like if I like them enough, like I'm gonna want to
You're gonna
continue.
read.
But
Right.
yeah, but like the difference with this one is the show like relies so much on like tension and like shit like that. Like it's not a traditional like action whatever thing. You know what I mean? Like an action thing, I can watch that and just move and keep reading, just like or show me more. But half of like at least the first season was about like not knowing what's going on. You know what I mean? Like where they like the way it's directed is so like great too, just because like the camera angles that they use in terms of
Yeah.
like the hallways and like in betwing bushes and just like these different
Bro, I
like
feel like
really
there's always a
dramatic
jump
things.
scare about to happen
Yeah,
with the camera
exactly,
angles.
exactly. And
Yeah,
because
that
of
shit
that, I felt
terrifies
like
me.
yeah, I felt like reading it would actually take away from the experience if that continues. That's why I like didn't keep going.
Yeah.
But Yeah, they in the first couple chapters they kind of give you some insight into what's going on with the world. But like that's all I got.
You didn't
Like
get too deep into it.
yeah, yeah, I was like, all right, they're giving me a lot. Let me chill out. Let me stop. You know what I'm saying? Um,
What do you think happens to Isabella since she let the kids like? I know one stayed back or a couple stayed back, right?
I feel I
Was
feel
it
me
only Phil though?
and the young ones.
I need the backstory on the group that like patrols her. I
Oh,
want to
like
know how the world got to that point, and you know what I
yeah,
mean.
yeah,
Like it's just what are those things? Like the
yeah.
monsters, I guess. Like and
That
why?
I gotta see what's up with my guy. Norman, dog. Like you know he's 8, bro. Like he's like they like showed him reacting to the room. Like I gotta see what's up. They gotta say my guy Norman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that is a probably one of the best. I don't know if it's uh, horror animes.
Kinda. It's got the tension to it, the suspense and
Yeah,
shit. Like
it's just it's stressful. The 27 minutes you're watching it, you just are like, all right, what's about to happen to this next kid?
yeah, bro.
Um,
I showed it to my sister. She loved it. She was like,
did
"You want
she?
more shows?" Yeah. I was
She
like,
needs
"I
to get
don't
on that
know."
Funimation app.
Yeah, right.
What
Show it to
else?
everybody.
What is an anime that you've watched that either nobody watches that you think people should watch, or like a sleeper anime that you think is up and coming, if you have one?
Um, shit. Uh, I mean, outside of like you, I think everyone in my life should watch One Piece so we can talk about it. But
People are just too
uh,
intimidated for the journey.
well, you know, I got people. I got two. It falls into two camps. There's people who are like, that's too much, and there's people who are like, it's ugly. Um, and
It's
you
ugly
know,
because it was
like
in 1991.
it's the art style. Don't get it twisted. Like I well, I'm I take it for what it is, and like I
Hmm.
think the story's good enough to the point where I can ignore that personally. Because
Same.
there are shows where like if the animation or if something about it throws me off, I can't watch it. Like I think it's like the Dragon Prince on Netflix. Everyone told me it's so good, but the first season, like the frames per second, like make it like look the animation looks stuttery, and it just gives me anxiety. Like I can't watch it. Like I feel like
Yeah.
I'm playing a game and it's breaking. Like and so like no for real like they'll be moving and I'll, like make my skin crawl, you know what I mean? So I get it. Because I got friends who are like, you know, like artsy and shit. So they're like, the art style. It's just like I don't like the
Yeah.
way characters look. And like I get that, but like for me, I think it's that way on purpose because like it's like obnoxious. Like you know what I mean? Like when people are crying, like they got the thing hanging from their nose and like they're like just going through it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like then when people are mad, like you know, we were watching the Alabasta arc. I'm like, the bird is my favorite character because he looked so goofy whenever he was fucking mad. The duck. Like
What
you
was
know
his
what I'm
name
saying?
again? Oh my God.
I don't
Yeah.
remember, but like he's an icon. You know what I'm saying? Like so, like to me, One Piece is like caricature. Like
Yeah.
it's really exaggerated. So that's the way I look at it. But a lot of people I know don't like it because they say it's like ugly. They don't like the art style and shit. And then people say it's too much. Um, but you know, it's like good the whole way though. So you know, like is it really too much? But yeah. So One Piece obviously, and then uh, shit. What about? I mean, I think the Great Pretender is good. You know what I mean? I think it's solid, and it's
Yeah.
only what like I think the first season was like 13 episodes, the second season's 9. So, it's like really clever, and like since they're like doing like cons and shit, like there's like a lot of pieces
I'll have to
moving
check that
all the
out.
time that you don't realize until like the end of whatever that section is.
Right.
You're just like, oh shit, that's why this is happening, and that's why this is happening. So, it's one of those things where you're like really rewarded for paying attention to details and shit. So I think it's really cool. And then again, it's got cool music and a lot of cool colors and shit. So solid.
Yeah. I think mine was, and I remember rewatching this my first year at DePaul, so our sophomore year of college, because I had watched a little bit of it when Adult Swim first started when we were kids, but they were still showing anime on Adult Swim. Now Adult Swim is just like Family Guy, Rick and Morty, and a couple other things. It's still adult cartoons, but there's no more like Cartoon Network has gone so far from anime, it sucks.
Really,
Um,
I don't watch in a minute.
I've only turned on Cartoon Network for Toonami when Super first came out, and then they put on Naruto, but I didn't really watch it. And Promised Neverland was on there. Um, I I remember as a kid finding Blue Gender, and my dad didn't know what it was, but he would record it because he knew I liked watching it. And it like for I was probably either single digits or probably just hit like 10, 11, 12. It was such a mature like anime with like violence and gore and like there was even like a sex scene in it, I remember as a kid. Um, and it's like again, I'm into like end of the world type shows. Apparently, I like zombie shit. I like just like the world ending, which is we got the world ending now, whatever. So you'd think I would like this, anyways. Um, no, so like these, I don't remember, and it's been so long since I rewatched it. They're either lab made that were supposed to be used for war. They're like these huge beetles and they ended up like overwhelming the population of the world and these mechs are what they use to destroy them, which it kind of looked like Gundam. Not really. I don't, have you ever seen it, Blue Gender?
Mm-mm.
And so the like while that's all going on Earth, they made an Earth 2. I don't know if they go to the moon or it really wasn't Earth 2, but one of the like baby beetle versions was like on one of the transportation things because somebody was like continuing the end of the world process, like they wanted to see the world burn. And it got to the moon, all hell broke loose. I honestly don't remember how it ended. Again, this was over 10 years ago when I rewatched it, 8 years ago. But it like the action in it and the backstory is really good, and like the way the villain is portrayed and stuff. I'd recommend watching Blue Gender if you have like time. It's only one, it might be two, but if it's two, it's like 20 some episodes.
Mm.
And you could find it anywhere online because it came out in the mid 90s probably or early 2000s. But that's like the one that always stands out for me, like in regards to like anime, like what did I watch as a kid and what was like exciting to me. And it's like obviously Dragon Ball is forever my favorite. Um, but Dragon Ball is the story about Goku, 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 Goku. So there's really nothing outside of that anymore. It's still that. Super is still that. So yeah, Blue Gender is, if you haven't watched it, watch that. It's older, but it's not 900 episodes like One Piece. Um, what was I gonna say? You're on what, 680 something out of 990?
I mean, I don't know if they're in 990.
I think they are, to be honest. It's like 998 or something.
That's
I'm
the
I'm
manga. The manga's at 990.
no, like the sub.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
actually wouldn't doubt that. I've been watching like random One Piece like analysis videos and shit, and they talk about how realistically, like, so I guess One Piece fans like hate this show but love the manga because I guess this show the way they um do certain like fight sequences and the way they pad it out because like it's like year round and shit where like they feel like that the show could cover more
More.
manga easier, but like they like just pad it out too much. So which is
Well, here's
why it's
my
almost
question,
catching up to the numbers and shit.
and I thought about this when you told me about Naruto, and you've watched obviously more One Piece than myself, but I was feeling this way after the Alabasta arc, and I usually feel this way after certain like two or three arcs that I've seen. Do you think One Piece has more or equal to maybe even less filler compared to Naruto?
Way less.
Way less?
Like cause
And is their
Naruto like
filler more purposeful?
so like Naruto straight up is I'd say there's like a crazy stat like you can look it up easily where like the actual like show like is almost half filler. If not more. I don't remember, but like I think it's like 500 episodes, and I think like 200 something of it is filler, and that's crazy. One Piece. So like I think there's like when One Piece does filler, like so here's this thing that people talk about with like One Piece, which is why they like, oh man, it's like next level. Is that when you have the manga, they have like cover stories and shit where like they'll like show like random shit happening in the world and stuff. And so like there's like an arc, a filler arc in the show that's like just an animated version of like some of the cover stories. Like when like
Mhm.
Kobe and the one dude is like training in the Navy, like that's like oh sorry. They're training in the Navy. Like that's like a cover story thing. Like that's like not in the manga, but it's on like chapter pages and shit. And then like after Skypiea, there's like this random mini arc that's kind of just goofy, but like people actually like it a lot. Like they like wish it was canon because it's that good or whatever to them. And then outside of that, I think they usually like the most filler it is maybe like 2 to 5 episodes
I was
of
gonna
like
say it's usually two to
a cool
five.
off. Yeah, it's usually like a cool off like transitional thing. Like it's like, oh okay, cool. We just had an intense
Which
ass fucking
most
thing,
anime
and we're
have.
about to go into
Yeah,
another one. So
right.
before that, here's like 5 episodes of them bullshitting just so you can chill out for a second.
Yeah.
So it's usually shit like that. While Naruto is like bloated with filler.
And that's kind of why I like stayed away
But
from Naruto as much
yeah,
as like everybody loves it. Everybody tells me
yeah, man.
there's only some episodes you need to watch. I'm like, but I want to watch it all.
Yeah, no, like Naruto, like like in the day of the big three, I was definitely a Naruto kid. Like I used to slander One Piece because I like for the same reasons before. I'm like that shit looks goofy, that
Yeah.
shit is too long. But like getting into it, I'm like, all right, y'all was right.
Like
Like,
if you think about it, like, and I was doing this the other day, like you watched 500 episodes of Naruto. We watched 300 plus episodes of Dragon Ball.
well, okay, so the difference is the timing. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause
When we're
like when I was
younger, yeah.
yeah, because that's literally it. Like I worked the YMCA, right? And like I always tell the story as like a One Piece apologist, where like I was sitting there with these kids, and they're like, "You watch Naruto? That sucks. You should watch One Piece." And I'm like, "Dog, I'm an adult. I don't have time for One Piece.
Right.
Like you know what I mean? Like I
And
used to
here
like
we are.
slander." And yeah, well, we were stuck in the house for 3 months, so like I had time for
Three.
One
How
Piece.
many man? We've been more than three.
I mean, yeah, but I mean like hard stuck. So
Stuck,
that was
stuck.
verse
Oh
three.
shit! I almost fell out my chair.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like, like I'm like, damn, the youth really do know some shit. Like,
Yeah.
trust the kids.
Sometimes they can give good advice.
Yeah, man, because
So we don't have a name for this lovely podcast yet. So I'm not going to have us sit here and brainstorm. So if you're watching this, please drop like a comment of what you think we can call this. Rob, I'm going to send you a picture because Kevin hasn't done it yet and it probably won't be a couple episodes out. But the picture I'm sending you is what I had him make for our image for this podcast. You'll know who you are and you'll know who I am. I just sent you it, and he's gonna change that picture. It's gonna be that picture, but it's gonna be of our NPC characters. So
yes.
I like found a picture. I was like, what can I do best? And I didn't want to do
Oh
Full
man.
Metal because I know like I don't have a character I relate to in Full Metal or like that I love. So I figured like the one on the right, obviously I love, and you like the left one. So he was like,
Fuck
"Does
live.
Rob like One Piece?" I was like, "Yeah, we both do." He's like, "How far
Oh
is
man.
Rob?" I'm like, "He's far."
Yo, that shit's hard, bro. Come
So I'm
on now.
excited to see what it comes out to when it does. It
I'm
probably
hyped.
won't be
I'm
for a
hyped.
few episodes. I don't know if he'll do an intro for this. If he does, that would be dope. But we are going to talk as much anime as we can in the coming days, weeks, months, years. I think our next episode will be us discussing um, episode one, season four of Attack on Titan. We might bring in some guests for that one. Most likely Isris if he could keep it together. Hopefully Kaylee can get on it because I'd like to hear Kaylee's thoughts on it because she's got good insight on anime as well. But
Oh, Kaylee is watching Jujutsu Kaisen. She loves it. AJ loves it, so that's another recommendation. I gotta
okay.
watch it. I've been hearing good things as well.
And if you have any recommendations for us that we obviously haven't mentioned, drop them in the comments, leave a like, subscribe, you know the good stuff. It's been fun. It's been your boys. We don't really have a name to outro with or an intro or whatever, but this is our anime piece that we wanted to do and we'll continue doing. And yeah, I will talk to you soon. Fergs, I appreciate you, love you, and I'll talk to you probably in 5 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
Later, my guy.
Peace.